Good morning, guys. Had breakfast, everyone? Very good. So again, we are here to discuss the PYQs. With respect to the topics, average, ratio proportions, mixtures and alligation, and also partnership. Okay, so 2 to 3 questions or more than 3 questions also can be expected from this session. So we'll analyze the pattern in which the questions are being asked and also the technique of solving, okay, concepts, everything. So with respect to the average, most of the time the questions will be from the AP or properties of average. Okay, the variants will be income based questions, marks based questions, height or weight based questions. Okay, majority of the time it will be weight only, and also the age related questions. Okay. Similarly, the ratio proportion also similar kind of questions. Okay, examples will be same, income based, marks based, height, weight, or else age based questions. In the case of mixtures and alligation, okay, alligation is a technique of solving questions. Mixture is mixing of 2 or more elements, okay, to form an end result. Alligation is in that mixture we have to take out the ratio of that mixture. This is like integrating and making a mixture. This is already a mixture, we have to take out the ratio of that mixing. Okay, that process is alligation. And also similarly the partnership. Okay, similarly the partnership here. Partnership depends on only one simple concept. In the partnership, the profit has to be divided. On what basis profit has to be divided? Capital and time. Very simple concept, very direct questions you will get. Profit depends on capital and time, madam, isn't it? Your profit depends on what ratio? Your capital as well as the time. Okay, so majorly the questions related to average will be, shall I move this? How to find average? Yes, sir. Sum of all observations whole divided by number of observations. If I say there are so many observations are there which are poles of different heights, if I have to make use of the heights of this and you have to make the average height, means their height has to make it remain same. What to do? We can cut this one somewhere here, we can paste it here, we can cut this one, we can paste it here. At some point their height becomes equal. This equal height is called what? Average. Average. So what we have done here is we have made their heights average, isn't it? All the heights are same now, no more, no less. If it is more, take from the more, give it to the less, make them equal. This process is called what? Average. Now if I include one more observation which is of greater height than this average height, then from here we will cut, and whatever the excess you see, that gets divided among all equally. All means including this also. What if I add an height which is lesser than the average? Then everybody has to contribute to this one and make its average height. So whenever you are adding an observation which is of greater than the average, your average increases. If you are scoring 60, 60, 60 in 5 subjects, okay, in the 6th subject if your score is 90, your average is increasing. Okay, in the last subject if your average is 30, your average decreases. So most of the time somebody will be added or else somebody will be removed also, okay, or else replaced. This is how the questions will be. Okay, one of the observation is added, the average changes. One of the observation is removed, the average changes. One of the observation is replaced. Okay, most of the time this is how the questions will be. Okay, madam? Yeah, whenever there is a new entry, there is a change in the average, and this is how it will be changed. Okay, now shall we see some of the examples now? Okay. Yeah, come on, a basic one. This is a ratio. What do you mean by ratio, sir? First, ratio really. Ratio is nothing but comparison. To compare, how many quantities required? 2. Can I compare 3? 4? Yes. Comparison of 2 or more quantities. Can I compare a kilogram with a kilometer? Can I compare a kg with a kilometer? No, I cannot compare. To compare, what has to be same? Yeah, quantities of same magnitude. Meaning they have to be of same kinds, same units, same types, isn't it? This is called ratio. Ratio can be represented in the form of A is to B or else A by B, where A and B are of same type. Understood? Okay. Always in that ratio, there will be a common factor which is nothing but X. Can I write it in this way? A by B is equal to AX by BX, where X is the common factor, isn't it? If I write 20 and 40, what is the common factor you see? 2 into 10 or else 1 into 20 divided by 2 into 20. What is the common factor here? 20. This will get cancelled. If I cancel this X, if there is kilometer, if this is also kilometer, I'll cancel this also, right? Okay, after cancelling this one, what is the unit? There is no unit for ratio. Ratio is a dimensionless quantity. Okay, it's understood. Whatever we are doing is ratio means we are comparing with the same units only. It's understood, isn't it? So, no need to mention it. Dimensionless quantity it is with a common factor. Got it? Now, what is the value of m? 1. So, m by n is equal to 1 by 2 can also be written in the form of m is to n is equal to what? 1 is to 2. Okay. So, m value here it is 1 and n value here 2. Can we substitute here? Afterwards, can I take out if there is a common factor? Come on, do it. Elisa, 1 is to 1. Is it 1 is to 1? Hmm. 1 is to 1. See, m value is 1 here. So, I can substitute at the place of m 1. So, there is 2 multiple plus 4. What is the value of p? P na? Where is p? Yeah, p is 3, q is 4. P is 3. Okay. This is the sum here. P is 2. What is the value of n? 2. Value of n is 2 plus 3. Q value is 4. Yeah, 2 plus 12 which is 14 is to 2 plus 12, 14. What is the ratio? 1 is to 1. So, they are equal. Okay, they are of equal quantity. 1 is to 1. Okay, sir. Shall we move this? No. Try this one. This one. It's getting reflected. You change the seats here. It's going live. Even I am facing that problem, but I am coping up with it. Illu bani. Sir. Nimgu reflect ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? ಮೇಲೆದಷ್ಟೇ? ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಹಂಗೆ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಲೈವ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದೆ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬಲ್ಲಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕತ್ಲೆ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ, ಕತ್ಲೆ. ಓಕೆ, is it okay online students? Three is to one, is it, sir? Okay, look here now. I'll give you the approach here. A plus B is to B plus C is to C plus A is equal to 5 is to 7 is to 6. They are in the ratio, right? Okay, must be a common factor x here somewhere like this. So I can consider 5x, 7x, 6x, isn't it? What is A plus B's value? 5x. B plus C value? 7x. C plus A value? 6x. What if I add these three here? That same as 5x, 7x and also 6x also will get added here. Isn't it, madam? Okay, if I add here, like terms will get added. A plus A, 2A, then 2B, then 2C. So can I take 2 common here? A plus B plus C, which is equal to, add muddy, 18x. If 2 times of A, B, C is equal to 18x, then A plus B plus C is equal to how much? 9x. Got it, sir? Okay. Now, A plus B value is equal to how much here? 5x. A plus B value is equal to how much? 5x. If A plus B is equal to 5x, C has to be how much to make it 9x? 4x. So C value is equal to how much? C is equal to 4x. Okay. Similarly, B plus C value is equal to how much? 7x. B plus C value, if it is 7x, A value has to be how much to make it 9x? 2x. So A value is equal to how much? 2x. Okay. ABC is 9x. Otherly A 2x, C 4x. How much must be B here? How much? 3x. Now, can I substitute here ABC? Do it, come on. It's all like terms. It will get added, subtracted. Three is to one. Okay. So here it is A. A is 2x minus 3x plus 4x is to A is 2x plus 3x minus 4x. Okay. So this is 6 minus 3, 3x is to x. Three is to one. Got it, sir? Okay. Basics. Shall I move this? Three positive numbers are in the ratio 2 is to 3 is to 5. Can I consider them as 2x, 3x, 5x? Okay. And the sum of their squares. Sum of their what? Squares. See, look here now. Sum of their squares. Square of their sums or sum. Are these two one and the same? ಇದೆರಡು ಒಂದೇನಾ? No. Okay. Sum of their squares means should I have to square it and add it, or else add it and square it? It's nothing but x square plus y square. This would be x plus y whole square. Are they same? No. ಎರಡು ಒಂದೇನಾ ಇದು? No. This is x square plus y square plus 2xy. This will be. Okay. So what is given here? This is given. Okay. Know the difference here. So 3 numbers are in the ratio 2:3:5. So I can call them as 2x, 3x and 5x. What he says, the sum of their squares is, sum of their squares means, see, then sum of their squares, okay, sum of their squares or squares of their sum here, sum of their squares, which is equal to how much given? 1368. Okay. Then what is the sum of the numbers? Can I find out x value? Madi? Know the difference here. Sum of their squares, squares of their sum. Hmm. 4 plus 9 plus 25. Enapa answer? 60, is it? See, 4x square plus 9x square plus 25x square is equal to 1368, which is nothing but how many times? 38 into how many times? 36 times. Yes. X square is equal to 36. X value is equal to 6. Okay. What is he asking? Sum of their numbers. What are the numbers? 2x, 3x, 5x. X value is equal to 6, 6, 6. Just add. Okay. Again, one of the basic question. He might give you this one. Okay. 3 people's salary is in the ratio 2:3:5. Okay. Sum of the squares of their salary is nothing but 1368. Find the sum of their salary. Okay. Or else, what is the difference between their salary, A and B salary? Okay. This is the average question. Analyze the question. Okay. Important is literature. You have to understand the literature, decode the question and use the basic maths. Average monthly income of a person in a certain family of 5 is rupees 10,000. How many members are there in the family? 5. Okay. What is the average monthly income of a person there? Average is always per person only. A person per person, that's one and the same. Or else I can say it as a generic way, average also. Average means individually. Okay. Individually they are earning how much? 10,000. So 5 people's total salary will be how much? 50,000. Okay. So average is equal to sum of the observation divided by total number of observations, right? Or else sum is equal to what here? Average into, yeah, total number of observations. Isn't it? Okay. How many people are there? 5. What is their average salary? 10,000. What is the sum of their salary? 50,000. Okay. This is what it is till here. what will be the average monthly income of a person again? Okay, no need to mention again a person. Average means per person only. In the same family, if the income of one person, among these 5 person, nobody got added, but one of them is getting more salary. How much? Increased by. Increased to is different, increased by is different. Yeah. Okay. See, if I am getting 10,000 salary, increased by 20,000, increased to 20,000. Is there a difference? Yes. Increased by 20,000 means, yeah, how much got added? 20,000 got added, so the salary is equal to 30,000. Increased to 30,000 means it becomes 20,000. Isn't it? Okay, so know the difference here. Increased by 1,20,000. So one of them got more salary. Average was how much? 10,000. Okay, ಈಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು? Compared to this 10,000, he is getting 1,20,000 more. So whatever the extra you are getting, it has to get distributed among everybody. Everybody means how many? 5 people. If I divide 1,20,000 among 5 people, per year, oh my mistake. Okay, per year means this has to be how much? 10,000. Okay, yeah, 10,000 per month, isn't it or not? Okay, 10,000 per month. So what is the answer here? What will be the average monthly income of a person in the same family? See, he is asking for a monthly income only average. One of the person is increased by 1,20,000 per year. 1,20,000 per year means per month 10,000. 10,000 per month for how many people? 5 people. For 5 people, if it is 10,000 per person, 2,000. 2,000 increased. Okay, means what is the salary now? 12,000. Okay, 12,000. Look here now. This is the property here. See, let's say the 5 observations are there and their average is 60. How many observations? 5 observations are there and their average is 60. If I add 2 to each of these observations, what happens to the average? Average also gets added by 2 only. Similarly, if I multiply this by 2, 2, 2 and 2, what happens to the average? Gets multiplied by 2. Isn't it or not? Similarly, each person is getting 2,000, right? If each person gets 2,000, average also increased by 2,000. What was the original average? 10,000. What will be the new average? 12,000. Yeah, see, per year, monthly. Be cautious. Shall I move this? Okay. The ratio of sum of 2 numbers to their difference is 5:1. How many numbers are there? 2 numbers. Okay, 2 numbers are there. When you sum it, the value has to be, ಎರಡು add ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ value has to be 5. If I take the difference of those two, the value has to be 1. Okay, what are those 2 numbers? ಎರಡು add ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 5 ಬರಬೇಕು, difference ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ 1 ಬರಬೇಕು. ಆ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳಿ. 2 and 3, 3 and 2. Okay, so there are 2 numbers you can consider. When you add these 2 numbers, the result has to be 5. When you take the difference of these 2 numbers, the result has to be 1. That's what, right? X plus y is equal to 5, x minus y is equal to 1. Okay, go for a trial and errors here. This has to be 3, 2. This is the only possible value, right? Okay, we got the value. X is equal to how much? 3 and y value is equal to 2. Okay, what is the ratio of the sum of their squares to the difference of their squares? Madi? Again, sum of their squares or square of their sum. Sum of their squares. Alva? Okay, is asking for sum of their squares. x square plus y square is to x square minus y square. Okay, 3 square plus 2 square is to 3 square minus square. What is your answer? Okay, option A. Got it? Okay. Again, more than ratio, it's a percentage actually, but still there is a ratio in the option. जो fan करेंगे madam. It is to 1. See, 2 students are there, x and y. The score of x is 20 more than that of y. This is their scores. We don't know the squares. Okay, but we know that x is how much more? 20 more. So this is the difference, madam. Okay, difference in the absolute numbers, that is marks. And again he says, if the score of x is 75% of the sum of the scores of x and y. So this is the comparison of x and x plus y here, right? Okay, now let consider this is 100%. So this has to be what percent? 75%, isn't it? So what is the difference between these two? 25%. Agree? Okay. Now what is the difference between x and x plus y? What is the difference between x and x plus y? Difference between x and x plus y ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಮೇಡಮ್? ಇದನ್ನ 10 ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇದು 10 ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Okay, what is the difference between 10 and 10 plus y? 5, isn't it? ಅಲ್ವೇನ್ರಿ? Okay, difference ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋದು ಇಲ್ಲೇನಿದೆ? y ಇದೆ ತಾನೆ? So what is the difference here? You see 25%. Whose value is 25% then? Yeah, the difference whatever you see, okay, y, which is nothing but what? 25%. So y value is equal to what? 25%. If y value is 25%, x value is 25%, 75%, y value is how much? 25%, x value is how much? 75%. What is the difference between these two? Percentage already. 50%. That 50% value is given as how much? 20. If 50% value is 20, 25% value has to be how much? Is to 10. This has to be 10, isn't it? This is 10. If 50% value is 20, 25% value is 10, and 75% value has to be is to 25% 10 ಆದರೆ 75% ಎಷ್ಟು? Okay, what is the ratio then? 3:1. Okay, see, analyze the statements. Your answer lies in these words, in this literature. More than numbers, analyze the literature there. Okay, if you decode this one, if you understand the difference between x and x plus y is y anta, the percentage difference is, you can consider this as anything. I have taken it as 100%. To compare any percentage, assuming 100 would be better. Okay, sir. Shall we move this? Yeah, this is something weight, average. That's right. Okay. Approach, pattern ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. No need to write the questions. I'll share all those things with you. Some PDF ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ with solution. Okay. You are here to just practice, solve. No need to copy down the questions. $50, madam. 50. ಏನೋ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ನೋಡ್ದಂಗಿಲ್ವೇನೋ ಈ ಥರದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರಬೇಕು. How many observations are there? 9 observations are there. First 5, last 5 means, does it 10 observations? No. One of them has to be overlapping. Which one? Fifth one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, what is the average of all these 9 observations? 50. Okay. If I take only these 5 observations, what is the average? What is the average here? 45. If I take the average of these 5 observations, what is the average? 55. Can I find out this one? Yes, I can find out. Okay. How? Look here. This has been overlapped. This has been counted twice. Okay. If the average of 9 observations is 50, what is the sum of 9 observations? One observation, 50, 50, 50. How many observations? 9 observations. So what is the sum of these observations? Sum has to be 50 into 9, which is nothing but 450. This is the sum of all 9 observations. If I take only these 5 observations here, first 5 observations, what is the average? 45. What is the sum? 45 into 5, which has to be 225. If I take now these observations sum, only these observations, how many observations? 5. Each are of 55, 55. So the sum has to be 5 into 55, which is nothing but 275. If I add these two, this is giving me 500. ಇದೆರಡು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹೀಗೆ 500 ಆಗಿದೆ. But I have added this one twice, right? That's why I can see the difference here. Okay, what is the difference? 50. 50 itself is your answer. Do not divide this again by 2. Okay, you will be thinking that we have added it twice, hence we have to divide it by 2. No, though we have added twice, once is the real value we require there. One sari beke bekala. When you have added twice, okay, only one repetition. So the actual sum was supposed to be 450. Because of the addition of this fifth observation twice, we are getting 500. So if you take out the difference, that itself is the actual value of the middle number. Okay, middle number is the fifth number. He might give you 11 such arrangements. Okay, 9, ee ತರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, 9, 11, 13. A sum 2500 is distributed among x, y, z in the ratio 1 by 2 is to 3 by 4 is to 5 by 6. Difference between the maximum and the minimum share. Yeah. See, what is the variation you are observing here? The ratio is in fractions. Okay. If they are in fraction, we don't require this denominator. How to remove this? LCM. Take LCM. Okay. What is the LCM of 2, 4, 6? You can multiply with any number. LCM would be better. 12, sir. If you multiply this by 12, okay, very similar kind of question we have seen in percentage also. 6. This one is 9. This will be 10. So you have to divide in this ratio. 6 is to 9 is to 10. Okay. You can take 6x, 9x, 10x also. Doesn't make any difference. Okay, na, sir. What is the total money? 2500. We have to divide this into how many parts? 6 parts, 9 parts and 10 parts. Totally how many parts? Rather than taking x, I am saying it as parts. That's it. 25 parts. If I divide 2500 into 25 parts, each part has to be how much? Each part has to be 100. 25 parts, 2500, one part 100. If one part is 100, this person should get 600, this person should get 900 and Z should get 1000. Minimum is, maximum is, difference. Okay, sir. Okay. Shall we move, sir? Any doubt? The average marks of 100 students are given to be 40. It was found later that marks of one of the students were 53, which were misread as 83. Okay, now you do not misread it again. Okay, which one is the correct value, which one is the wrong value here? 53 na, 83 na? One of the student were 53, which were misread as 83. So this is the right one, but we have added the wrong one. So in the sum of their marks, how much has to be subtracted? 30. After subtracting 30, you have to find the new average, madam. Madi? Okay, subtracting 30. Okay. Calci. 39.7. Ashte. Hundred students are there. Each are scoring 40, 40, 40. So what is the sum of their scores? 100 into 40, which is 4000 marks. The sum of their marks is 4000. But in this 4000, there was supposed to be 53. But at the place of 53, we have entered 83. So if I correct it, the sum of their scores will reduce by 30. So what is the new score? 3970. If I divide this 3970 among 100, so we'll get how much? 39.7. Okay. Shall we move this? ಅದೇ ತರ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? Okay, do it now. do you mean by an arithmetic mean? That's it, average. Which is the correct entry? 182 and 56. At the place of 182 and 56, we have entered 82 and 6. Okay, or else you can consider this as sum. 82 and 6 becomes how much? 88. Okay, we have entered 88 at the place of 182 and 56. So 238. Now, if I take the difference, should I have to add or subtract from the sum? Should I have to add or subtract from the sum? ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕ್ರಿ? ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ? ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬರಬೇಕಿತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಈಗ? ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್. I have to add. Come on. How much? What is the difference here? 150 has to be added to the sum. What is the sum? 100 into 50, which is 5000. Now you add 150. So what's your answer? 51.5. Okay, again divide this by 100. So can we expect this kind of question? Okay, this is where we will go wrong. What has to be added or subtracted? What is the right entry, wrong entry? ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ಮಾಡೋದು, but at that point of time you are absent minded. Because of your absent minded, there is a chance of making mistake. Again, an average rainfall in a city for the first 4 days was recorded to be 0.4 inch. On the last 2 days was in the ratio 4:3 respectively. Last 2 days. The average of the 6 days was 0.5 inch. So what was the rainfall on the 5th day? This is not completely 7 days. It's a 6 days data. Go for the sum, very similar case, take the difference there. ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್. 0.8 inch. Each and every question is a possible question in this upcoming exam. Whatever we are dealing, some 56 question ಏನೋ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, okay, out of which 90% you can expect 3 to 4 questions. So how many data? 6 days, 6 data, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is their average? Recorded to be what? 0.4, 0.4. Okay. Now, if I take the, only first 4 average, I do. Okay. Help me with the data here, there a lot of reflection. The average rainfall in a city for the first 4 days was recorded to be how much? 0.4 is the average. Okay, the rainfall on the last 2 days is in the ratio what? 4:3 respectively. The average of the 6 days is how much? 0.5. Average of 6 days is 0.5. So what is the sum here? Into 6, which is nothing but 3, 3.0. Okay. Now if I take only these 4 data here, which is 0.4 for 4 days. So what is the sum here? 1.6. The sum of all this is 3.0, only 4 is 1.6, so the remaining 2 has to be sum is equal to 1.4. But this 1.4 is in the ratio what? 4:3. 1.4 now 4:3. 4 parts and 3 parts, or 4x and 3x is 7 parts. If I divide 1.4 into 7 parts, 1 part ಎಷ್ಟಾಗ್ತದೆ? 14 ನ 7 parts ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು? 2. 1.4 ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 0.2. Okay, 0.2 means 4 parts has to be 0.8, this has to be 0.6. So on the 5th day, this is the 5th day, right, is 0.8. Okay, sir, overlapping data, sum of all this, out of which the ratio 4:3. Okay, shall we continue? Shall I move this? Okay, we have done a very similar kind of question in profit and loss percentage also, but this is in some ratio, that's it. ನೋಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಈಗ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. The CP of Y is equal to SP of Z, where Y value is equal to 5, Z value is equal to 4. So can I find out the ratio of CP and SP? Yes, if you know the CP, SP, we can find out the profit percentage. %, 20%. 20, you know. Yeah. ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್. ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ ನಚ್ಕೋಬೇಡ. Y value is how much? 5. Z value is how much? 4 here. See, CP of is always what? 5 articles is equal to SP of 4 articles. So CP by SP is in the ratio what? 4:5. You have bought it at 4 rupee, you have sold it at 5 rupee. What is the profit? 1 has to be compared with what? CP. CP is how much? 4 times of 100. Always compare your profit or loss with cost price, CP. ನೋಡಿ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ ಈ ಥರದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. A weight based question in average. Average of ABC is 40, the average of BDE is 42, F is equal to B. What is the average of ABCDEF? 41, 41. Do not just depend only on the calculation. Analyze it first. Question analyze madi. Think. Okay. Everything will be in the question only. If you decode the question properly, there is answer always. If not, we require a little bit maths. Basic calculation ಏನಾದ್ರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ. ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ ಮೇಡಮ್? Help me with the data. Ratio ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದನಾ? The average weight of ABC is how much? 40. Then the average weight of BDE, okay, B, D and E, okay, B, D and E is how much? 42 kg. And also he says F is equal to that of B. So F and B are one and the same only, right? So rather I can write B or else F, okay. What is the average weight of AB, CD, E and F? This is average, right? Isn't it or not? Now, what is the average of ABC? 40. What is the average of DEF? DEF, what is it? 42. Can I find the average of all this now? How to find? If the average is 40 here, what is the sum? Into 3. If the average is 42, what is the sum? Into 3. Okay, this is the sum of all the observations divided by how many observations? 6. This must be your answer. Do it. So at the place of B, you can write F. So in that case, this becomes DEF's average is 42 kg. So find the average of ABC, DEF. How much we are getting here? 40 into 3, 120. 42 into 3, 126. So 120 plus 126 whole divided by 6. 6 into 20, 6 into 21. 20, 21, 41. Okay. Okay, next case. Shall I move this? Yeah, very similar. The family has 2 children along with their parents. Parents means 2 parents, 2 children. Consider the children as X and Y, parents as A and B. Afterwards, take out X, Y and A. A is the mother, their average is 50. Similarly, X, Y and B is 52. If the weight of the father is 60 kg, then what is the weight of the mother? Heli sir, 54, 50. You can see the difference between the CDS and UPSC question. UPSC is all about observation carefully, okay, analyzing the questions. Okay, CDSL we need to do some basic calculations. 50, 54 sir. Okay. Let's say the children are X and Y. A is the mother. Okay. What is their average, madam? The average of the weight of children and their mother is how much? 50 kgs. Is the average. 50 kg is the average, means sum of their weight is how much? 150 kg, 50 into 3, right? Okay, similarly, children and father, let's consider B, father. What is their average? 52 kg, okay? 52 kg means what is the sum here? 156 kgs. Out of this 156 kg, the weight of father is how much? 60 kg. Out of this 156, if father is 60 kg, what is the sum of the weight of children here? Yeah, remaining, isn't it or not? Out of 156, if I take out 60, remaining is 96. Okay, same children here also present, right? Same x and y here also has to be 96. The sum of all three here is 150, out of which if this is 96, A has to be 54, sir. Mother is of age, weight 54. So age related question, we'll take it as a separate category of questions, okay? Understood? Okay. Shall we move this, madam? See, on an average, you have to maintain this pace. See, almost 1 hour we have started. Okay, 18 questions we have done. Howda? With the help, without the help, you have done some 18 questions. So, this is what the pace you have to maintain. Natural pace that has to be. Do not count it. Do not see the watch here and there again and again. It doesn't help you anything. It will make you panic. Okay, it has to be a natural flow in the exam. Okay, that is how your practice and preparation has to be. Now, go ahead. You have distributed 9,400 among ABC, PQR. After distributing, you are subtracting 93 rupee, 24 rupee and 55 rupee. If you are subtracting these consecutively, okay, respectively, what is the sum of their deduction? 93, 24 and 55 will be how much? How much, madam? 170? 172 if you deduce. The remaining will be out of 9,400, 172. 9228. 9228 has to get divided among them in the ratio 3:4:5. 12 points. Do it, come on. Ready, sir? What is the total sum? 9,400 distributed among PQR. See, P, Q, R are getting certain money here. What is the sum of this money? If I add all this money, it has to be 9,400 rupee. After dividing the money, I am subtracting how much? 93 from P, 24 from Q and 55 from R. So, how much subtracted? 182 or 72? Okay, 172 if I subtract. What is the remaining money here? 9,228. Okay, that is the money, right? If I take this money here, what is the ratio of this? That now the remainder money is in the ratio what? 3 is to 4 is to 5. Okay, so 3 is to 4 is to 5. So whatever the remaining money, that has to be divided in this ratio, 3 is to 4 is to 5. So how many parts? 3 parts, 4 parts, 5 parts means 12 parts. If I divide 12 parts, you make it into unitary always. One part is 769. Okay, one part if it is 769, 3 parts has to be, what is the money? Whose share is been asked? Share of P. 3 parts is 3 into 769. How much 3 is? 23. Yeah, after subtracting 93, if you are getting 2307, what is the sum here? What is the share of P after reducing? Okay, there is ambiguity in the question, right? What is the share of P means? It has to be the original share. After subtracting means CDS. ಏನು ನೆಮ್ಮದಿ ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ, ಕೇಸ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯ? ಓಕೆ, deducted from the respective shares, money in the ratio. So what do you mean by share here? ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿರೋ ಶೇರಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿರೋದು. ಸೊ ಶೇರ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಇದೇ ಅಲ್ವ ಶೇರು, isn't it? That's what the literature has to be grammatically. Okay. If for the hypothetically, if this has been done, this has to be. So the share has to be this one, no? Okay, 2400, not given in the option. Okay, shall we move this? Illi bidi aaytu. No DLA. Okay, appropriate answer, you find it out there. Yeah, there are 2 classrooms, A and B, having 25 and 30 students respectively. Come on, an observation has been asked. So observe carefully. In the class also I have mentioned this question. What? Only B. Only A. C ಏನಪ್ಪ? Both 1 and 2. Okay. A, only 1. Only 1. See, let's say in 5 subject you have scored 60. In another subject, if you are scoring 90, your average, what happens? Will it happens definitely? Definitely it will happen, right? Isn't it or not? There are 2 classrooms, class A and class B. We don't know how many students are there, but we know the range, okay, frequency. Here the highest score is in A, 21, and the least score is 17. So the range in which the score is 17 to 21, minimum to maximum in A. B ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ? The highest is 30 and the least is 22. Least is 22. So this is the range in which the score is there, right sir? Illi minimum 22, but here the maximum itself is 21. What I am doing there? In class B, the highest score is 30 and least is 22. 4 students are shifted from A to B. I am shifting A to B. Okay, A in the B ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. Okay, even though if I send the highest scorers of A to B, they become the least scorers, right? Okay, for the scores which is already more, if you add the lesser scores, what happens to your average? Yeah, it will definitely decrease. Okay, what definitely decreases? The average of class B will definitely decrease. Okay, the average score of A, will it get increased? There is a chance of getting increase when you are sending the least scorers of A to B. If you are sending the least scorers of A to B, then definitely option 2 also will happen. But do we know who we are sending those for? No. We don't know whether we are sending the highest scorers or the least scorers. Understood? Hence, what happens? Only one. Okay, sir. Those 4 students, since they are unknown here, hence what we cannot conclude, conclusion is definitely we can't say whether it is increasing or decreasing. Okay, it can happen anything, but definitely B's average will go down because they are contributing lesser here. Okay. Okay. Here also a similar observation is been asked. Go through each and every word properly. Okay, you will get the answer easily. Analyze. See. D. ನೋಡಿ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ರೈಟ್, ಅದೇ ತರನೇ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಬಟ್ ಅದೇ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಓದಬೇಕು, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಓದಬೇಕು, ವರ್ಡ್ ಟು ವರ್ಡ್ ಓದಬೇಕು. ಅವರೇ ತಾನೆ. Okay, so what he has done is, in the same class he has made 3 groups, sorry, A, B, C. Okay, now if I send any of the student from any of this group here, interchange, does the average of the class changes? No, average of the group may change, but he is asking for what? Class remains same. Okay, within the class it's happening. Okay, shall we move this? Okay, we'll take this one at the end. It's more of a number system, but still mean is been asked. See, 3P, 4P, PP, and again a PP. The sum of these is RQ2. Okay. Now work on the unit digit here. P, 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 P. How many P's? 4 P's. Okay. When you multiplied with a certain number, the unit digit has to be 2. What has to be the value of P? ಏನಿರ್ಬೋದು ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ? 4 P ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಎಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಆರ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ 4 times of any P. Okay, if I multiply here 4 times here, okay, I should get at the end 2. What are the possible values? 3. One of the possibility is 3. Is this the only possibility? 8 also possible, right? Okay, 8. So the numbers will be here. Can I say this is 33, 43, 33 and 33? This is one possibility. Another possibility here is 83, sorry, 38, 48, 88 and 88. Can I find the sum? Can I find the sum? Okay, if I know the sum here, can I add these two and divide by 2? That's what the arithmetic mean. Madi. These are the only two possible cases. Okay. 4 times any value, if you multiply unit digit to be 2, it has to be either 3 or else 8. Okay, so P value has to be either 3 or else 8. How much is the sum? 33, 43, 33, 33, 93, 99, 142. See, here he says P, Q and R are distinct digits. They are different digits. Yes, sir. What is the sum here? Okay, this is 2, 1 carry, 8, 11, 14. Similarly, this is 16, 26. Okay, so this is 404 if I divide this by 2. See, does P, Q, R are different digits? Is it satisfied here? Yes, different digits illo. Okay, P, Q, R, 1, 4, 3, different digits. Here also 2, 6 and 8, different digits. Yes, so two possible cases and their arithmetic mean or average is 2 not 2. Okay, more of a number system, unit digits. He has played 50 innings and his average score is 46.4. Average means per innings, 46.4. So the total score will be 50 into 46.4, sir. After 60 innings, his average increased by 2.6, means it becomes 49. So in 60 innings, 49 is the average. In 50 innings, average is 46.4. If I take the difference, this is the difference of 10 innings score. Divided by 10. Difference na divided by 10. 62, okay. See, in the first 50 innings, the average is 46.4. Okay, 46.4 into 50, 232, 2 and a 0. Okay. Similarly, 60 innings. After 60 innings, their average is increased by 2.6. Means you have to add 2.6, so the average becomes 49. Okay, 49, 60 into 49, 2940. So if you take the difference, how much is the difference? 620. This 620 is from how many innings? The difference between 50 and 60 innings is 10 innings, and the difference between these two score is 620. So Eradru Madhya, he has scored 620 runs. 620 runs in 10 innings means what is the average? Per innings he is scoring 62. Okay, sir. Very similarly, okay, added, subtracted, replaced, average. Okay, shall I move this? You can do this one orally if you have an approach. Anybody, what is the approach we have to take here? Good. Allegation. Okay, look here everyone. The average salary of all the employees is how much? 5,000. The average salary of male is how much? And female is how much? Okay, female is 4,200 and male is how much? 5,200. Remember, always the average lies between the minima and the maxima. Minimum value and the maximum value. Always average lies between this only. Okay, isn't it or not? Now, minimum value is 4,200, maximum value is 5,200. Okay, do we have a exactly middle value? No, we don't have an exactly middle value here. 5,000 is near to what? Male, means percentage of male are more in number. Okay, that's what the weighted average or allegation. In the process of allegation, this is a technique of solving. Write the minimum value, maximum value like this and the between value like this. Okay, you take the difference of these two. 5,200 and 5,000 difference is 2. What is the difference here? 800. So what is the ratio of 200 and 800? 1:4. Meaning, how many female employees are there? 1. For every 1 female employee, how many male employees are there? 4. Isn't it or not? Now, what is asking? What is the percentage of male employee in the company? Male employee, how many are there? 1. Out of how many? Oh, sorry. Okay. Male are 4. Out of how many? 5. Out of 5 times of 100. So, 80% male, 20% female. Okay. Very simple, true allegation. Okay. Shall I move this? Come on, very similar. Allegation again. Nodi, idu allegation madbo. Very similar. He's just asking the ratio. Phat anta helbeku ಈಗ. What is it? 1:2? Forget about the number of students here. It doesn't make any difference. Okay. What is our average? 60. The mean weight of boys is 70. And the mean weight of girls is 55. Okay. If I take the difference here, 5, this will be 10. What is the ratio? 1:2. Okay. See, be cautious. He might ask you girls to the boys ratio. Okay. In that case, he might give you 1:2 as well as 2:1. Both are there. If you change the order, okay, answer, you have to answer to the requirement. That requirement won't be satisfied. 1:2, sure? Okay. Now, the ratio dalli hingagtade. Okay, be cautious. Come on, this is also allegation. Do it. Analyze the data first properly. No? The number of students remains same. The data of English or else Hindi you take, the number of students remains same only. $7.8. Okay, look here now, look here, look here. Consider this. This is the average marks in English. Okay. Boys have scored how much? 8. Girls have scored 9. And what is the average here? 8.8. If I take the allegation here, this is 0.2, this is 0.8. Agree? Okay, sir? Isn't it, madam? This is the ratio of boys to the girls. Okay, whether they are writing English or Hindi, any subject, the boys and girls ratio has to be like this only. Okay. Now, they are coming and writing the Hindi exam here. Boys has scored 7, girls has scored 8. What is the value of X here? So that I should get the same ratio here, 0.2 and 0.8. Isn't it or not? Same ratio are writing here also. So what has to be this number? Pick from the option. Always the average has to lie between 7 and 8. Okay. Now, if I put 7.8, here what is the difference? 0.2. What is the difference? 0.8. So answer should be what? 7.8 only. Okay, sir. Using the first part of the data, take the ratio of the boys and girls. Using the same data, find X, where X has to be 7.8. Okay. Shall I move this? Okay, no need to add any extra questions. Revise the same. Okay. Here and there, see the same questions again and again. Anyway, you have solved this one. At least revise now and then. No, you can apply the allegation here also. There is a lengthier process using the arithmetic. Okay, a lot of equation you can solve. Using the options also you can solve. But it's better to go by allegation. 9. Okay, look here now. Analyze this question. Read this one. There are 200 vehicles parked in a parking lot. Some are two-wheelers, some are four-wheelers. Okay. Total wheels are 580. The number of four-wheelers you have to find it out. See, if I consider all the vehicles as all 200 vehicles as two-wheelers, how many wheels it will be? 400 wheels agutta? 400 wheels. If I consider all the 200 vehicles as four-wheelers, so how many wheels it would be? Eshtagutte? 800. But actually the number of wheels are 580. Wheels are 580. If I take the difference here, this will be 220, this will be 180. Okay, if I take the ratio here, this is 11:9. Meaning 11, these are two-wheelers, these are four-wheelers. Okay, 11:9. If I divide 200 in the ratio 11:9, this has to be 110 and 90. Alligation A. Understood? Okay, if I apply the same technique of alligation here, look here now. In an objective type of question, how many questions are there? 90. Okay, how many marks for each of the question? So maximum how much you can score? Maximum ಎಷ್ಟು score ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? 450. Okay, now for every correct answer 2 marks deducted, and for every wrong answer ಏನಿಲ್ವಾ ಇದು? 5 marks are allocated for every correct answer. Okay, each question is carrying 5 marks only. Okay, so 2 marks is deducted. Negative is how much? 2 marks for every wrong answer. After attempting all the 90 questions, a student got scored 387. What is the number of incorrect responses? Okay, let's say, assume that you have attempted all 90 questions which are all correct. Maximum you can score how much? 450. Maximum 450 score ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Let's say you attempted all the 90 questions, all are wrong. That is the minimum score, right? That is the least score you can score. How much? 0 ಅಲ್ಲ, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇದೆ. ಎರಡು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, minus 180. But what is your actual score? 387. 387. This is also plus. This is also plus here, isn't it? Okay, 450 and 387. What is the difference here? 63. Okay, what is the difference between 180 and 387 here? 207. 2. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ. What is the difference between, this is the number line in which this is minus 180, this is plus 387. What is the difference between these two? 567. 567. Okay, this is the ratio, 1:9 times. Okay, 63 into 9, meaning he has done how many wrong answers? 1. How many right answers? 9. How many questions are there? Total number of questions are 90. He has done in the ratio 1:9 wrong to right answers here. Okay, if I divide 90 questions into 10 parts, one part will be how many? 9. If one part is 9 here, idu 9, this one will be 81. So 81 correct answers. Wrong answers are how many? 9. Okay, assume the maximum, assume the minimum, but actual score is 387. You can take the difference. Okay, anyway you will get the factor of this one only. 63 into 9. 1:9 ali wrong is to right answers. That is in the ratio 9:81. Okay, understood the alligation? We'll get some more alligation in mixtures also. Okay, na madam? Okay, somewhere this kind of question was also asked somewhere. Okay, so you can apply the alligation here also. Finished? One is to 9 divide ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So 9 81. Yeah, mixture. Yeah, this is also alligation. Can apply the alligation. When you are mixing, always water mixes water, milk mixes with milk. Yeah, the spirit mixes with spirit. No? Okay, look here everyone, look here. See, a bottle contains spirit and water in the ratio of 1:4. Let's say there is a bottle vessel, spirit and water is in the ratio what? 1:4. Okay. And another bottle, identical bottle. The meaning of identical bottle means having the same quantity. Okay. If this is 5 parts, this is also 5 parts. Is it 5 parts? Yes. Spirit and water is in the ratio what, sir? 4:1 ಇದೆ. Now you are mixing these two in a certain ratio, so that the resultant has to be in the ratio what? 1:3, isn't it? This is the question. What is the ratio of the mixing? Okay, already we have mixed and we have produced the resultant quantity. We have to take out the ratio of mixing. Alligation again. How much is the spirit here? There 1 part out of what to 5 parts ide, out of which 1 part is, yeah, spirit is 1/5. How much is spirit here? 4/5. If I mix these two in a certain ratio, the resultant also have a spirit in what ratio? 1/3 na? 4. 1, 4. Okay, 1/4. If I take the difference here, see, subtract here. 4/5 minus 1/4. 16 minus 5. 11/20. Okay, this is 11/20. Illede nodi answer nimge already 11:1. Okay, similarly here, if I take the difference of these two, 1/4 minus 1/5. 5 minus 4, that's 1/20. So what is the ratio of mixing? 11:1. Okay, spirit mixes with spirit and produces spirit only. You can take water also. You can take 4/5, 1/5, 3/4. Okay, the difference, same thing you will get, ratio 11:1. Remember this question. ಏನು ಬರಿ 1:3. ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಈಗ. ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು 1:4 ಇದೆಯಾ? This is 4:1. If they are not identical, if this is 1:4 and if this is 2:1, this is 5 parts, this is 3 parts. In that case, we have to make them same. Okay, you have to make the volume same by taking the LCM and multiplying. Since they are same, no need to do anything. Okay, sir, you are taking 11 parts from here and 1 part from here, mixing these two, and we are producing a solution of ratio 1:3, right? Okay, 11 parts ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ratio ಇಲ್ಲಿ? If you take out 1 part, that is 1:4. If you take 11 parts, this becomes 11:44. Hello, Marie. Okay, ಒಂದು ವೆಸೆಲ್ 1:4 ಇದೆ. ಆ ಥರ 11 ತಗೊಂಡು ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, 11:44 ಬಂತಾ? Similarly, this is 1:4. So 4:1, isn't it or not? So 15:45, which is in the ratio what? Bunta? Okay, if he is given the mixing ratio and ask for the resultant ratio, this is what you have to do. If he has given the resultant ratio and asking for a mixing ratio, alligation. Okay. If you want, you can make a note here. ನಿಮ್ಮ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. See, we have done everything in the notes in a more sequential manner. ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ನಿಮ್ಮ sequence ಇದೆ, one after the another, mixing, what has to be done. This is based on the questions asked. I have arranged them in a sequence. Okay, shall I move this? Again, see, this is what the difference. UPSC will ask most of the time observations. Jasti kadme, okay. Possible, not possible. So along with the calculation, you have to come to the proper conclusion also. So basically, understanding the question plays a larger role here. X contains 100 ml of milk and Y contains 100 ml of water. Little bit lengthier side, that's it, but doable one. Okay, you have to do the addition, subtraction. Visible? ಕಾಣುತ್ತಾ? Yes sir. C ಏನಪ್ಪ C ಅಂದ್ರೆ what is that C? M less than n. Okay, look here now, don't worry, look here now. There are two containers X and Y. X contains 100 ml of milk. This is X, which contains milk. How much? 100 ml. Next, Y contains water, which is how much? 100 ml. 20 ml of milk from X is transferred to Y. This is a pure milk earlier, this is a pure water. Now this becomes a mixture. What is the quantity of this mixture? 120. 120 ml. What we have in this 120? Milk and water. How much is the milk? How much is the water? 20 and 100. Okay. How much is left out in this one? 80 what? Milk. Is this milk now? No, it's a mixture. Now what do you have to do? He says, after mixing well, 20 ml of mixture in Y is transferred to back to X. How much ml? Earlier 20 ml, now 20 ml. Isn't it or not? 20 ml is okay. So in this 20 ml, what we have? How much milk and how much water? Yeah, the ratio of milk and water is how much here? 1:5. Here also it has to be in the ratio 1:5. Right? 1:5. Now, if I divide this in the ratio 1:5, how many parts? 6 parts. If I divide 20 into 6 parts, 20 by 6, which is nothing but 10 by 3. So, can I write this in mixed fraction 3 1/3? Right? Okay. So, here it is. Milk and water. Milk is how much? 3 1/3. Out of 20, if this is 3 1/3, remaining is how much? 16 2/3. Okay, 3 1/3 milk is going here and water is 16 2/3 going here. Okay, now the milk mixture here is 20 add madar 100 aita. Right, madam? In this 100, what we have? Milk and water. Milk is how much? 3 1/3. Water is how much? Already there was, yeah, milk was 83 83 1/3 and remaining, which is 16 2/3. Agree? Agree, sir? Now what he says, if M denotes the proportion of milk in X idena, this is nothing but how much? M. And the proportion of water in Y, N denotes the proportion of water in Y. How much is the water present here? Now water was how much here? Water was 100, out of which we have taken out 16 2/3 here. What is the remaining water? 83 1/3, which is called what? N. Now, if N denotes the proportion of water in Y, then which of the following is correct? They are equal. Okay. So, some 2-3 steps required. Analyze it carefully. If you want to pick this kind of question, pick, or else always you have a choice of leaving. But write it down. ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಡ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಗೆಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಡ. ಮ್ಯಾಥ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂತ ಗೆಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಅಪ್ಪ, ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಇದರ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ ಇದೆ. ಈಗ ಆ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು 4-5 ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಬೇಡ. ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಕಿಪ್ ಮಾಡು, ಮಾಡಂಗಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಬಿಟ್ ಮೋರ್ ಟೈಮ್. Okay, shall we move this? Next, ಆಯ್ತಾ ಮೇಡಮ್? Don't worry, not every time we'll get these kind of lengthier solution based questions. Yeah, again ನೋಡಿ, ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಚರ್ ಒಂದು ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಸರಿ. You can apply the successive also here. It's been successively done. Initially you have 20 liters of liquid A. You have taken out 4 liters of liquid A and it is replaced by same quantity of liquid B. But when you are taking next time 4 liters, it's not liquid A, it will be mixture. Okay, mixture. See, for this one you can apply the formula here. The end quantity of A is equal to Q into, if you remember this one, Q minus D by Q whole power T. Okay. Formula of a GP here. Q into Q minus D by Q. Q is the total quantity at the starting. Okay. How much is the total quantity, madam? 20. Q is 20 minus 20 here. D is drawn out and replaced. How much is drawn out? 4. And replaced how much? 4. So what is D? Drawn out and replaced how much? 4. And T is the number of times. How many times the process has been completed? Twice. Okay. So this must be your answer for the end quantity of A. Okay. So if you solve this one, 20 into 20 minus 4 is 16, 16 by 20 twice. 20 cancels. Okay. 16 into 4 and 5, 80 by 5, which is nothing but, sorry, 80, it's not 80, 64 by 5, 112, 12.8. Okay, so it is 12.8. 20 liters was there. Look here, afterwards you can copy. Initially 20 liters was there. Okay, at the end, how much A is left out? 12.8. If out of 20, 12.8 is A, then rest has to be B. How much is B then? 7.2, madam. Okay, what is the ratio? 128 and 72 are in the ratio 8 into 16, 8 into 9, 16 is to 9. Okay, successive. It's been done successively. Remember, the successive we have done in percentage also. Okay. Now, or else, if you remember, successively can be applied. Shall I erase this part? See, initially quantity of A was how much? 20. We removed how much? 4. So remaining is how much? So 20 becomes 16. In what ratio it changed? 5:4. Second time also when we are doing, it is changing in the same rate. Means 5:4. If we had done third time, then also it has to be 5:4 only. Since we have done twice. If it was starting 25, it would have become 16. 25 iddidre 16 ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. This is the A compared with A only. But do we have 25 at the starting? No, he has given 20. So at the place of 25, if it is 20, at the place of 16, how much? Can I cross multiply here? Okay, 25, 16 ಆದರೆ 20 ಇದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು? Okay, so 20 into 16 by 25. 4 times, 5 times. 16 into 4 is 64 by 5, same thing. Okay, which is 12.8. So this has to be 12.8 here. For 20, it has to be 12.8. If this is 12.8, out of 20, if this is 12.8, remaining has to be how much? 7.2. What is the ratio? Ade. That's the NDA. Okay. So successively done. So 1 or 2 successive based questions can be asked. Examples can differ. Okay, madam. 12.8 end allirodu. Ulidiradeno B. Liquid B. Okay. Very similarly, successive here also. There is a policy that 1/3 of population of a community has migrated every year from one place to another, to some other place. What is the leftover population of the community after the 6th year? So how many times we have to do this process? 6 times. What do you mean by 1/3 population is been removed? Earlier starting a list irutte population 3. Okay. At the end it will be how many? 1 alla. We removed 1 means remained. Earlier it was 3, right? At the end we'll be having 2. Isn't it or not? Okay. 1/3 of the community has been migrated. So remain is 2 parts. In that 2 parts again 1/3 is removed. 1/3 is removed. 1/3 is removed. So how many times you have to do this one? So this is the end population, right? Idalva endo 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. How many times? 6 times. What is 2 power 6? So your answer is 64 is the remaining population from 729. This is the starting population. What is the starting population? 3 power 6. What is 3 power 6? ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನೋಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹಂಗೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತದು, but these are easier one. Okay, got it? Shall we move this? I'll give an approach here. Assume the quantity of the milk, or else assume the quantity of the mixture there. 50%, 50% irbeku. Meaning I have to divide it into 2 parts. Again 1/3 I have to remove. Means I have to divide it into 3 parts. So which is the best number to assume? It would be better 300 or something which is divisible by both 2 and 3. Okay. 6, 60, isn't it not? Okay, assume 60, 600, 300, something like this, divisible by 6. Okay, let the mixture be 60 ml. Okay, there is a sample of milk which is 50% and water is 50%, right? There is a milk sample with 50% water. Milk sample with 50% water means it has to be a mixture in which how much is milk? 30, 50%. This has to be water, which is nothing but 30. Agree? Now 1/3 of this milk is added. 1/3 of the milk means he is talking about mixture only. Okay, mixture. 1/3 of the milk. UPSC does the same thing here. Okay, he changes the literature every time. Okay, that doesn't becomes a new question here. Same question. There is a milk sample with 50% water. So when he says the milk, again it's a sample of water only. Okay, along with it water is there, mixture. He has taken 1/3 of it. What is 1/3 of it? 1/3 of this mixture. 60 1/3 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮೇಡಮ್? 20 ml is added to the equal amount of pure milk. This is the mixture. Okay, to which I am adding what? Milk. How much? 20 ml, equal quantity. So what is the quantity now? 40 ml. Okay, then the water in the new mixture will fall down to, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಹೇಳಿ. ಈ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 10 and 10 ಇತ್ತಪ್ಪ, 10 milk 10 water, 10 water adds with 20 milk add ಆಗಲ್ಲ, 10 milk will add with 20. So milk will be 30 ml, water is 10 ml. Okay, so earlier the water was how much? 30, now it is 10 ml, decreased by what percent? So what has to be done here? What is the percentage decrease here? Huh? 20 from 30 alapa. Have you missed anything here? Huh? 25%. Water ಎಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು ಮುಂಚೆ? Oh, is the percentage? Yeah, okay. Earlier it was 50%. Now this is 10%, this is 30. So this has to be what percent here? 40 li idu 10 ml, idu 30 ml alvena raja. Okay, this percent aitu. 10 by 40 into 100, which is nothing but 25%. So this is 75%. Earlier it was 50%. Now it has become 25%. So there is a reduction of how much? 25%. Yeah, he is expecting us to answer in percentage here. Idರಲ್ಲಿ doubts raise ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Because it was 50% in 60 ml. Now it has become 25% in 40 ml. Okay. So it's not the equal quantity. Hence percentage cannot be compared absolutely there. ನೋಡಿ ಹುಡುಕ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಎರರ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, let it be. Understood? Shall I move this? Understood this part? Any doubt here? No, it's 25% of water. Earlier it was 50% water here. So there is a reduction of 25%. 30 gram of sugar was mixed in 180 ml water in a vessel. 40 gram is mixed in 280 ml of water. 20 gram is mixed in 400 ml of water. Which of this is sweeter or sweeter than, as sweet as? Huh? Have to work on the ratio. ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಸರ್, ಕುಡಿದು ನೋಡಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. Come on, work on the ratio. What is the ratio? Whichever is the bigger ratio, smaller ratio. Which one? D less sweet than, B is less sweet than C. Is it? What do we have in A? A ಏನೇನಿದೆ? 30 gram of sugar is added with 180 gram of water. 30 and 180. What is the ratio of 30 and 180? 1:6. What do you have in B? 40 grams and 280 grams. What is the ratio? 1:7. Okay, C. What do we have? 20 and 100 in the ratio 1:5. Okay, which one is the sweeter? Sweetest? C. Okay, or else the lighter will be this one. Okay, one part out of 7 andre idu kadime alveno sugar helapa answer iga. Vessel in B, the solution in vessel B is less sweet than that or in C, because C is the sweetest. Okay, sir. Shall we move this? ಅವನಾಗಲೇ ಕೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, this kind of question. Earlier, he asked the mixing ratio to get the resultant 3:1, 1:3 ಏನೋ ಬಂತಲ್ಲ. But here he is asking for the end ratio of the mixture. X and Y are two alloys in which we have copper and zinc in the ratio 5:4 and 5:13. Okay, if equal quantity, do you see, are they equal? No. What is the quantity here? 9 parts. Here it is 18. Okay, here it is 9, means here also 9, or else if it is 18, here also 18. Idhan madaboda 18? How? Yeah, into 2. Okay, into 1 you can do. So this is 10 and 8, this is 5 and 13. Okay, copper mixes with what? Copper. So 10 and 5, 15, 8 and 13, 21. What is the ratio? 5:7. 5:7. Yes, madam. Which part? Into 2. This is how many parts here? 9 parts. This is a 18 parts. So these are the vessels here. This is a 9-part vessel. This is a 18 parts vessel. Okay. What he says? You have to mix them equally. Meaning you have to take 2 such vessels to make the quantity equal first. Isn't it? Okay. Meaning you have to make it 18. Meaning 1 more 9. You multiply this by 2. Okay, na? If he is asking, you mix in the ratio 2:3. Okay, mix them in the ratio 2:3. What we have done is we made them equal, but he is asking us to mix them in the ratio 2:3, means I have to multiply this by 2, this by 3. That's it. Okay. Again you add the copper and copper, zinc and zinc. Alle barkoli note hakondu. If the mixing is in the ratio 2:3, show that step. In that case, multiply by 2, multiply by 3, and the rest remains same. You are observing very similar questions most of the years, but change in the literature. Ee marsage ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಗುಂಡಿ ತೋಡಿರ್ತಾನಲ್ಲಿ. Okay, shall I move this? Two equal glasses of same type are respectively 1/3 and 1/4 full of milk. This is 1/4 here. Okay, I'll give the approach here. How many vessels are there? How many glasses? How many vessels? 2 glasses of same type. What do you mean by same type? Same quantity. Okay, one of the vessel is having how much? 1/3 milk. Can I consider this as 1/3 milk here? This is 1/3 milk. Another one is having 1/4. No, kadime agbeku inno ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇದು 1/4 milk, isn't it? Okay. Now, since they are of same quantity, afterwards whatever we are doing is we are filling it with water. How much is water? 2/3 water or milk. Here it is 3/4 water. This is milk, right? Then they are mixed in a pot. We are mixing them. Okay, we are mixing them to form a third mixture. Okay, what is the ratio of milk and water in the pot? Can you do this? Yeah, same quantity. Eradu onde type alveno. Okay, you mix them first. Okay, yeah, come on. So two vessels, let's consider X and Y. We have milk and water. Okay, how much is the milk, sir? How much is the milk? Idra milk eshtiде? 1. How much is the water? 2, isn't it? How much is the milk here? How much is the water? 3. Okay, but they have to be same. Are they same? No. Here how many parts? Here how many parts? What has to be done? LCM. Okay, multiply by each other, isn't it? I have to multiply this by 4, this by 3. So this is 4 and 8. This is 3 and 9. Okay, come on, add 7 and 17. Okay. Odi, very same question, right? The way he is asking is different. Rather than giving directly, it's in the ratio 1:2, 1:3. Unlike CDS, he is asking what? Ishti there. Okay, afterwards you are adding something, water. Okay, only the literature changes, that's it. Okay, shall I move this? Answer this one. Ten kg na? See, after filling 1/3, including the vessel weight, it is 20 kg. So can the option be 20 kg? No, definitely no. Okay, can it be 25 kg? No, it has to be less than 20 only. Either it has to be 15 or 10. The assume ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ let ಅಂತ. See, including the vessel weight here, including the weight of the vessel, if I fill it to 1/3, what is the weight here? 20 kg. So it can't be these two options, isn't it? Including vessel weight, are they? Right, madam? Okay. Now, afterwards, when it is completely filled here, what is the weight here? 40 kgs. Okay, I'll assume this as 10 kg. ಇರಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. 10 kg vessel, 10 kg solution filled with water. Okay, water. Right, madam? 10 kg ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. If I fill water, the weight of the vessel remains same, right? If this 1/3 weight is 10 kg, okay, if one part is 10 kg, 3 parts will be 30 kg. So how much is this one? 30 kg. If water is there, vessel will be 10 kg. Okay, fit ಆಗ್ತದಾ? Okay, say there is no universal approach. You can form solution, you can put somewhere alligation, many techniques you can follow. Okay, you take the best approach. See, we have done very similar kind of question. I am removing this one. Ratio. Okay, analyze this one. Analyze the data. Random questions. On a line, there has to be 3 points, not necessarily in a sequence, P, Q and R, where the ratio of PQ and QR distance has to be 3:5. How many such possible ways in which you can put the points? Is it only 1, 2 ways? Howda? 2 ways, is it? This is like a ranking and order. Okay, maximum, minimum. Order by P, Q, and R. Let's say these 3 points. What is the distance? P, Q, 3. Q and R, 5. This is one case. Is this the only possibility? No. If I draw this one, see between Q and R, I'll put this one Q, this one R. What is the distance? 5. 5 the element. Okay. Then P and Q. P has to be somewhere here. Okay. P and Q is how much? 3. Q to R is 5. Means P to R has to be 2. Possible? So how many cases? This is one such. This is the second case. Okay. In seating arrangements, you will get this kind of minimum number of people can be seated. If I say between P and Q, 3 people has to sit. Between P and Q, how many people? 3 people. Between Q and R, 5 people. This is the maximum, okay, maximum number of people can be seated. Okay, and this is the minimum number of people can be seated. Okay, remember seating arrangement, ranking and order, very similar kind of question asked in a different way. That's it. Shall I move this? Come on, analyze again. Yaar, Ajay or Vijay, what is his name? Jay, very Jay, yeah? Ajay, yeah? Okay. Really? Come on, think. Go through the statement, analyze, answer. This is called shifting method. They had the same money, right? Ajay and Vijay. Isn't it? With this money, Ajay bought how many pens? Ajay bought, Jay bought 3 pens and 5 pencils. And Vijay bought 2 pens and 7 pencils. Here, Rapa, same money. Meaning, if you buy 1 less pen, you can buy 2 more pencils. Meaning, a price of 1 pen is equal to price of 2 pencils. Okay, you can form an equation and solve both simultaneous equation. No need. Shifting, meaning here if you shift 1, here it will be shifted 2. Efficiency based questions. Shall I move this? Idu hange ide. 5 pens, 6 notebooks and 7 erasers cost. Consider x, y and z rupee. 5x plus 6y plus 7z is equal to 250. 6x plus 4y plus 2z is equal to 180. What is the cost of 2 notebooks and 4 erasers? Okay. You have to solve an equation here. We require only notebooks and erasers. So remove pencils. Okay, look here now. I'll consider pencil is of price X rupee. So what is the total cost? 5x. Right, madam? One pencil X rupee. So 5x. Notebook is Y, 6y. And erasers are Z rupee. If I add everything, it should be 250 rupees. Similarly, in the second case, 6x plus 4y plus 2z is equal to 180 rupee. Okay, but he is asking for only notebooks and erasers, that is y and z. Shall we eliminate here x? How? Multiply this by 6 into 5. Okay. So this is 30, 30. Sign change agta subtract madadre. So minus, this also minus, this also minus, this becomes minus here. Okay. So 6 into 5, 30x, 5 into 6, 30x. This will get subtracted, right? 6 into 6, 36. 5 into 4, 20. Remainder 16y plus 7 into 6, 42. 5 into 2. So 32. Z is equal to 6 into 1500 minus 900, which is equal to 600. So 16y plus 32z is equal to 600. Now he says 2 notebooks and 4 erasers. Divide by what? Divide by 8. This also gets divided by 8. 8 into how many times? 75. So 16 by 8, 32 by 8. Okay. Efficiency based questions this can be. How can this can be asked in time and work? 5 men, 6 women, 7 children, 250 days. Okay. 6 men, 4 women, 2 children can do it in 180 days. This can be doubled here because lesser the people, more the number of days. 380 kodabodu only. Okay, in that case same thing, multiply here, subtract here. But here if you are multiplying to the efficiency here, this will get divided. If this is divided by 8, this will be multiplied by 8 because efficiency and time are inverse to each other. Here it is directly proportional. More pencils you purchase, more money you have to pay. Only more number of people if you are hiring, less the time will be taken. Okay. Now let's say last 30 minutes. What do you do normally? Already pass out idira. Okay, out of these 40 questions, let's say 35 questions are accurate. Okay, you're already qualified. What do you do now? You'll do more mistake if you hurry. So maintain the pace. Okay, maintain the same pace. Nidana adi ashte. Or else 30 minutes, 15 minutes and takshana ನೀವು ಗಾಬರಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ. Come on, analyze. A simple question again. This also can be an efficiency based question. Nothing to do with any average percentage. Can I say 18 adults is equal to 30 children? Efficiency, weight, anything you can assume. So 12 adults are there. 6 more adults can accommodate. That 6 more accommodated adults, if I have to replace by children, how many children? Ten. See, 18 adults is equal to 30 children. Okay, madam. Now, how many children can aboard the lift with 12 adults? 12 adults are there, plus we can place 6 more adults, isn't it? Totally 18 adults you can place. 12 adults already there. 6 adults. At the place of 6 adults, if I have to replace this by children, how many children it can be? If 18 adults is equal to 30 children, if I divide this by 3, this also gets divided by 3, isn't it? 6 adults is equal to 10 children. So this is 10 children. Okay, these are efficiency. Cross multiplication, efficiency, other questions. Let's not do this. Yeah. The monthly income of X and Y are in the ratio 4:3. See, income is equal to what and what? Savings and also expenditure plus savings, right? Income minus savings is equal to what? Expenditure. What is the ratio of their income? So can I consider 4x and 3x, out of which how much they are saving? How much they are saving? 6,000. So can I consider minus 6,000? Minus 6,000. If I do this, see, income only minus savings, if I do, I should get what? Expenditure, right? That expenditure also is in the ratio what? 3:2. If I take 3:2, this will be 3y and 2y. It's not x only, but y and y anyway cancels. The only unknown is what? X. Can we solve x? Go ahead. How much? 42. Got the same, everyone? Okay. 42,000. Okay. Shall I move this? Very similar. Very similar. Yes or no? Other question alwili. 4:3. Their expenses are in the ratio 3:2. Their savings is 6,000. See? Back to back. 17 and ಓ ಮಾಡೇ ಬಿಟ್ರಾ ಹಂಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ CSAT ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 ವರ್ಷ ಕೇಳಿರೋದು. Okay, this is a percentage mostly percentage. We have done many more such questions. This also is a fraction, very simple question. Okay, 3/4 of the boys and the total number of boys is 2/3 that of the girls. Okay, come whole class do this. Yeah, analyze this. Decode. As the price is going up, his consumption is getting down. Why? Duddilla. Okay. So, what is the first month he is spending? 40 liters. 40 rupee per liter, 60 liters. What is the money? What is the expenditure? ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್ 40 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಲೀಟ್ರು 60 ಲೀಟರ್ ಹಾಕ್ಸಿದ್ದೀರಾ 2,400. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಮಂತ್ ಹೇಳು 50 into 48 ಅರ್ಧ ಮಾಡು 48 24 ಅಲ್ವೇನು 2,400 only madam 60 into 40. So his expenditure is what? Same. His expenditure is same, isn't it madam? So if the price goes up to 80 per liter, 80 rupees agoyt per liter, what was your expenditure? 2,400. You have a fixed income there. So how many liters you can buy? 30 liters. Okay. One column ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. That's it. Every time he is spending 2,400, 2,400, 2,400. 75 into 32 also 2,400. So he have a fixed budget to spend 2,400. Right? Okay. He is buying. See, price into consumption is equal to expenditure, right? When you have fixed expenditure, if the price goes up, consumption has to come down. How? Inversely. Remember, in the percentage also we have done. Very similar case, these are all. Okay. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಕೇಳೋ ಥರ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ 2,400 and he is buying per liter 80 rupee. So 30 liters will be his consumption. Okay, percentage concept. Yeah, analyze this one first. How many places he went? From every place he is buying how many kgs? How many kgs he is buying? A person purchases 1 kg of tea from each of the 4 at the price of 1000 rupee 1 kg. Modulne angadi. Okay, store A. He is buying 1 kg. What is the price? 1000 rupee kutta. Right? Next to B hogtane. 2 kg is worth 1000 per 2 kg. But he bought 1 kg. So what is the price? 500. He paid 500. Next case, 4 kg per 1000 rupee. Okay, 250. 1 kg. So again, so this is 200. So this is the money paid here for 1 kg, 1 kg, 1 kg and 1 kg. So how many kgs he bought? 4 kgs. And what is the price he is paying here? 1950. 1950 4 kg bandide. Howda sir? Okay, now on an average he purchased X kg of tea powder per rupees 1000. Okay, right madam? So 1000 rupees tandididre ಎಷ್ಟು kg ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತು? Similarly, okay, see, he has bought totally 4 kgs for 1950. 1950. If he has bought it for 1000 rupee, what is the total quantity he should have got? So this is nothing but what? 1000 into 4 by 1950. Right? So 1000 into 4 divided by 1950. 4000 by, oh, what are options? Either see, very rarely you can see these kind of options in our UPSC, okay, CSC, but CDS calculative. Do this one. How much? 2.05, Matter. Madam. Two, okay, point 10, but we require one more 0, isn't it? So this is 2.05. Okay, that's right. Okay, sir. 195 ಬರ್ತದೆ approximately. Partners entered into a partnership and they have to divide their profits. Who's getting more profit here? Highest amount of profit goes to who? Profit depends on what and what? Capital and time. Capital respectively, come on. 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Time. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. That's it. Multiply. 12, 15, 16, 15, 12. Come on. Analyze and answer to the requirement. Option C. Is that the appropriate? Who is getting the highest amount of profit, madam? Highest, yark sikkide? C, only C, not both C and D. Okay, highest profit is 16. Got it? Okay, look here now. What is the mean of the combined distribution? Mean is nothing but what? Average. Okay. Very similarly here also, average or mean is equal to, see, the sum of the product of frequencies into their mean. Okay, average. Not 45 there. Okay. 2 such are there, meaning 45 into 2 plus 40 into 2.5 plus 55 into 2. Andre 45 range alli there are 2 people. Okay, 2 people, 45 means what is their sum? 90. Similarly, 40 range alli there are 2.5. So the sum is 40 into 2.5. Similarly, 55 range alli there are 2. Okay, so this is the total score. Divide by 45 plus 40 plus 55. So this must be your answer. Do it. Can write this one as combined mean is equal to how much? 2.14. Are we getting 2.14? Okay. Solve this one later on. Okay. Yeah, very similar. Analyze this one. Look here now. Below 40 means can I consider the frequency 0 to 40? Elementary. Below 40 means 0 to 40. How many are there? Number of students? 50 students are there. Below 50, I'll take from 40 to 50. How many will be there? Below 50, 125 are there. Already we have counted 50. Okay, in which? Below 50 means including that who are 50 students are there. Meaning what is the difference here? 75. The difference is 75. Similarly, 50 to 60 heading. Analyze the same. 50 to 60, what is the difference here? 125 and 210. 85. Similarly, 60 to 70. What is the difference? What is the difference? 105. 70 to 80. 35. What is required? What is the number of students who have scored between 60 and 70? How many? Take down. Possible question, this one. Students and marks. Got it? Okay, frequencies again. Don't worry, I'll share all this table also, including table, I'll sharing. Martira Aditara, come on, do it. Yeah. He's asking for average marks again. Now look here, the frequency distribution of marks of 100 candidates in a particular exam is as follows. More than 10, 100, okay. Now give me the frequency, 10 to 20 is the rate. 25, isn't it? Okay. 20 to 30, 15, 30 to 40, 20. Above 40 or 40 to 45, let's say. See, you can consider anything this one as a mean. We have a frequency here 10, 10, 10, 10, isn't it? Okay, the next interval which is not given, isn't it or not? Always when it comes to the mean here, average marks, mean, assume the middle value of this next interval. Okay, we don't know whether it's a 40 or 50. Okay, always in that case what have to be assumed? The middle value, which is 45. Okay, 45. So how many will be there? Consider this as the 40. Okay, because more than 40, there are 40 only, right? More than 40, this is what more than 40. Agree? Right, madam? Now, how to measure the mean here? What is the total number of candidates? 100 candidates are there. Okay. Now, in this range, how many students are there here? So, can I consider this one as 25 into 20 plus 15 into, wait. Wait. Let me analyze this one. Meanwhile, 30. Hero. Huh? That's it. Okay, let me analyze this one. Okay, let me analyze this one. I'll give a solution for this question. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, so we have completed almost all the questions here. Okay, the last question I'll give the data. Okay, let me analyze this one. So this completes the topic of average, ratio proportion. Okay, mainly mixture, so alligation and also partnership. So we can expect 3 to 4 questions from this class. Okay, most possible questions. The last question, let me analyze this one. No. Solution hacked me. So any doubt? So this will be shared. So keep this for your revision. And also from the upcoming weeks, we'll start the number system. We have 4 weeks left, 3 weeks for number system and 1 for RC. Okay. Meanwhile, if you have any doubt regarding any of the topic apart from this, we can discuss in the class only. Okay, now? Okay, guys. Thank you. See you next week. Any doubts? Okay. Some few questions are there. Let me analyze this one. Yeah, you can leave. Okay, I will post the solution of all this, don't worry.